Sad news yesterday, Glenn Fry, the Eagles guitarist, dead at 67 from pneumonia. Pneumonia at 67 years of age. You think Glenn Fry had enough money to seek the best medical care that was available in the Western Hemisphere? I'm going to guess that he did. Glenn Fry being treated for rheumatoid arthritis and colitis while under the watchful care, tutelage of the MDs. Glenn Fry's condition went from bad to worse. He developed pneumonia, and he died at 67 years of age, which, as far as I'm concerned, is unacceptable. Now, I have no idea what drugs Mr. Fry was taking for his rheumatoid arthritis and his colitis, but I'm going to guess that methotrexate was one of them, perhaps Enbrel. I don't know. What I do know is that both of those drugs, methotrexate specifically, lowers your immune system. Here are some of the side effects of methotrexate. Remember, he also had colitis. Bleeding of the stomach or intestines, severe. Decreased blood platelets, severe. That means your body can't clot appropriately. Your blood can't clot appropriately. Decreased white blood cell count, severe. This means that your immune system is extremely weak. Holes in the intestine, severe. Infections caused by bacteria, severe. These drugs lower your immune system, create multiple side effects, which then the poor rheumatoid arthritis patient has to deal with. So I'm going to guess that Mr. Fry was admitted to the hospital for colitis or for a side effect of the drugs that he was taking, and he developed a pneumonia when he was in the hospital. I don't know this to be sure. I have no idea. I'm speculating based on how I know medical doctors work, what their standard operating procedures are, and what the side effects of the drugs are. It's just a logical progression of thought. So I'm going to assume that because of the treatments that they gave him for the rheumatoid arthritis and the colitis, that he developed pneumonia, and then his immune system was so weak because of the side effect of the drugs that he died. Another death while he was under the care of the MDs. Now, whether the pneumonia was a direct or an indirect result of the drugs that he was on, whether the pneumonia was a direct or an indirect result of the hospitalization that he had, because, a lot of pneumonias are required in the hospital, right? That's where you get pneumonia, in the hospital. How many people do you know have died from pneumonia? 60,000 seniors die a year from pneumonia. 60,000 seniors die a year. The overwhelming majority of people who die from pneumonia are seniors, people with compromised immune systems. Why do they have compromised immune systems? Because they've gone their entire life under the care of the MD. And the medical doctor is not trained to cure disease. The medical doctor is not trained to strengthen the body. The medical doctor is trained to manage symptoms with drugs, period. Now, sometimes it's appropriate to manage symptoms with drugs. Sometimes it's entirely appropriate to do that. But it is not at all entirely appropriate to do that all of the time. It is not at all appropriate to do that all of the time. And why does nobody ask the question again? Why does nobody ask the question, why in the 21st century, after billions of dollars of research, do the MDs have no earthly idea what causes colitis? Why, after $1 billion of research, do the MDs have no earthly idea what causes rheumatoid arthritis? And why, in the 21st century, are people still dying from pneumonia? Nobody asks these questions. What you read about is, Mr. Fry put up a valiant fight. He struggled and he fought. You never hear the headline, well, Mr. Fry, another victim of mediocre, MD-directed, Machiavellian, monopolistic, profit-driven medicine. You never hear that. You never hear that. So the medical doctors have no earthly idea what causes rheumatoid arthritis, and their treatment strategy is to give drugs which suppress the immune system. And damn the torpedoes. Who cares what the side effects are going to be? At least we give you a couple of pain-free months. Well, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure what the quality of Mr. Fry's life was like, but I can tell you this: when you manage symptoms with whatever it is that you're managing symptoms with, if you manage a symptom with an herb, you manage a symptom with a vitamin, it's virtually impossible to do that. If you manage a symptom with surgery, if you manage a symptom with drug, it's always going to come back. If you paint over the mold in the basement without getting to the root cause of what caused the mold to happen in the first place, the mold is going to come back. The wall is going to fall down. It's only a matter of time. And this is what happens to patients under the care of the MD. And so instead of reading the headline, another failure of conventional medicine, you hear Glenn Fry had a valiant struggle. Well, Glenn Fry had incompetent medical doctors, or, maybe to the point, they were very competent at what they did. Experts in their field, but my point here is that it is a lost cause. The medical treatments that the MDs are trained in are insufficient to the cause, as is evidenced by Mr. Fry's life and death. They don't know what to do about these illnesses. And so even if I'm wrong and his pneumonia had nothing at all to do with the drugs that he was taking and the hospitalizations that he had, even if it had nothing to do with that, right? He was visited by his neighbor who had the flu. Or he was visited by, the Boy Scouts who came collecting money, and one of the kids sneezed in his face, and he caught a bacterial infection that went into his lungs, and that's how he got pneumonia. Even it had nothing to do with anything having to do with the drugs or the hospitalizations that he had, which I'm assuming that it did. But even if it had nothing to do with that, the fact still remains that he died while he was under the MD's care. Period. He died. And we're all supposed to collectively be okay with this. Again, this is the reporting of this, of Mr. Fry's illness and struggle and death, is another representation of how deeply down the rabbit hole we have gone here in our utter, abject allegiance to all things MD. And it is the only industry that can consistently fail us, and we write them another check. Right? It's the only industry that can do this. If you went out to, had a date night with your wife, date night with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, with your husband, you went to a good restaurant, you paid a couple $100 for a meal, and you got food poisoning, you would take action, right? You would not let that pass. If you spent $30,000 on a brand new automobile and a week after you drove it, the transmission dropped out, brand new, you would pitch a fit, you would take it back. If you paid $20,000 to have a new roof put on your house and the first time it rained, it leaked, you would pitch a fit, you'd sue somebody, and you would have it fixed. You would take exception to these things. If your children were taught in your private school by a particular teacher, and that particular teacher was abusing the children, you would pitch a fit, and you would take exception to that. You would do something about that. But when the medical doctors fail us, when the medical doctors harm us, when the medical doctors kill us, literally, we give them a pass and we write another check for insurance premiums, medical insurance premiums, to give us access to this kind of care. Now, I'm assuming that Mr. Fry had enough money to be able to get a private wing in the hospital, to be able to have round-the-clock medical care, to have private medical care of disputedly the best medical minds that Western medicine has to offer, and look what happened to him. Same thing happened to Steve Jobs. Same thing happened to Robin Williams. Same thing happens to everybody. Now, if I were you, I would be afraid, because I'm assuming Mr. Fry was a multimillionaire and money was not an issue with him. And look at what happened to him. So if he had the best medical care that money could buy, arguably he did, and he suffered and died, what chance do you think you have? Little to none. And this is because I'm not arguing that I'm not intimating that the medical doctors are sadistic. I'm not intimating that the medical doctors are money-grubbing sociopaths. I'm simply stating the fact that conventional medicine does not know what causes. Conventional medicine does not know how to cure chronic disease. They do not. And while we are under their care, we go from the frying pan into the fire, and then we die. And then when we die because of their failures, nobody criticizes them. They're the sacred cow. You can't criticize the sacred cow, can't kill the sacred cow, can't eat the sacred cow. There's only a handful of us that are standing up in the public stage and saying, look, this is ridiculous. Naturopathic physicians treat colitis successfully all the time. Naturopathic physicians treat psoriatic arthritis, traumatic arthritis, rheumatic or rheumatoid arthritis all of the time successfully, all of the time. And yet we're not given the spotlight. We're not given the stage. And when people die because of medical failures, we are so socialized to believe that healing is a sophisticated process, and that the MDs, if the MDs can't figure it out, nobody can. Instead of having, riots and marches and say, why are the MDs in power? Why are we still giving money to these people? Let's license the naturopaths. Let's license the homeopaths. Let's license the acupuncturists. Let's license the Ayurveds. Let's license the holistic guys. Give them a shot. Why aren't we marching for that? Because we don't know any better. Another one bites the dust, ladies and gentlemen. It's another methotrexate sunrise. And I just don't know what I'm going to do.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online, and I found it. It's buysellmakeoffer.com, a brand new company that's the newest and best way to sell products online. You can even use Skype or video to sell your car, home, any product. You get 30 days free, packages starting from only $7.95, and buysellmakeoffer.com never charges item fees ever. Just go sign up, then load your stuff to sell. I love this site, buysellmakeoffer.com. Got it? Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
It's another methotrexate sunrise, and this old body still feels the same. Lots of pain. I did everything they told me. Took all of their drugs and surgeries. I'm on my knees. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Doc, you should have been a singer. I don't know. It's a sad day today, ladies and gentlemen, not only because, another one of our musical legends, right, passed. And at 67, we have the genetic potential to live to be 120. He didn't even make it to the statistical mean, which in the United States is 84, I think, right around there. He didn't even get close to that because he was under the care of the MDs. And nobody holds their feet to the fire. Nobody questions their therapeutics. Nobody questions what they do. Nobody questions how they do it. And interestingly enough, they don't question it either. Because I have to tell you something, the meat grinder of medical education is such that when you come through the gates and you have your license to practice allopathic medicine, when you finally have the MD after your name, you have become brainwashed into believing that if they didn't teach it to you in medical school, it's just not valid. And that the only way is the pharmaceutical and the surgical way. That is the only way. All other ways are substandard quackery. This is the standard of care that you have to raise yourself to. And even when it fails, even when it harms, even when it kills, you just do it again to another patient because it's the only thing you know. It's the only thing you were taught. And you do not have the intellectual ability to question what you were taught. Your medical doctor is arguably an intellectual coward. Because they see their treatments fail. They're not blind. They see their treatments fail. They see their treatments harm. They see their treatments bankrupt. And do they question it? No. They just continue to roll it out over and over and over and over and over, even though Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Well, the hubris of the medical doctor is so legendary. Their arrogance is so great that it is beyond their ability to comprehend, to even consider the notion that their ideation, their understanding of disease, how it generates and what to do is completely, utterly, and totally wrong. They cannot go there. They will not go there. And when a handful of them do go there, they still don't get it. One of the fastest growing trends in MD-directed medicine now is this ridiculous notion of integrative medicine, right? Integrative medicine, where the MDs now are learning how to use vitamins. The MDs are now learning how to use herbs, but they don't use the vitamins and the herbs holistically. They don't use the vitamins and the herbs naturopathically because the tiger never changes his stripes. They use the vitamins, they use the herbs, they use the quote-unquote natural therapeutics the same way that they use the drugs to upregulate the metabolism of the body, or in the worst-case scenario, to undo the negative side effects of their pharmaceutical treatments. So these people, medical doctors who are now leaning towards this hybridization, green allopathic integrative medicine, are like blue dog Democrats, and they are the worst of the worst. I was living in Massachusetts for a long time, which is where I grew up. I had a practice there when I first graduated medical school. And there was a medical doctor in town, a female, and she advertised that she practiced holistic medicine. And her idea of holistic medicine was that she talked to her patients for 20 minutes before she gave them conventional medical treatment, simply by having a relationship with the patient, talking to the patient, explaining to the patient what she was doing. That's holistic. No, it's not. It's nonsense. There are hospitals, private hospitals around the country now springing up saying that they espouse the holistic way of treating, and what they mean is that they'll have an MD eye specialist, an MD ear specialist, an MD throat specialist, an MD heart specialist, an MD lung specialist, an MD skin specialist, an MD bladder specialist, an MD colon specialist, all working in the same hospital, and you have access to all of them. That's not holistic medicine. That's MD-A, MD-B, or MD-C, and it completely, utterly, totally misses the point. Holistic medicine is a separate and distinct discipline. It is a separate and distinct philosophy of treatment. And you're either practicing holistic medicine or you're not. You're either a Democrat or a Republican. You're either a communist or a socialist. I don't care. Draw a line in the sand. Stand up for what you are doing. And for goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen, fire your medical doctor now. Let's go to the phones and talk to Herb in Maryland. Hey, Herb. Thanks for the call. You are live.
Thank you, Dr. Peter Glidden. This is my problem. I have been getting more headaches, and I've had to take more headache pills, including Percocet. And
yikes.
I believe that as a 77-year-old male, 180 pounds, 5'10", I deserve better than bupropion, which I think has got some side effects. And
have they given you a diagnosis, Herb? Have they said it's migraine headaches, it's cluster headaches? Have they told you it's tension headaches, or does nobody know?
Well, they know that since I had a head temple arteritis in March of 2009, it caused me to go blind in my right eye almost totally, and that's where the headaches come half of the time. But now I'm raised my prednisone back up, as the doctor suggested, to 15 milligrams. I normally have it down at 10.
Has the vision come back in the right eye, or is it still gone?
No, it's gone forever.
Okay.
They think.
Well, they think, right? All right. So how much do you weigh again? I'm sorry?
180.
Okay, great. All right. So have you been doing any of the longevity nutritional supplements so far?
I have.
Okay, tell me what you do.
DPT too.
Okay.
I'm doing the powder and the pills.
Yep.
I'm doing about 2,000 milligrams of fish oil, essential fatty acids, and I'm doing somebody else's trace minerals, but I think I need to get back on the plant-derived minerals.
Okay, and what about the liquid calcium? That's probably the most important thing here for you.
I'm taking somebody else's calcium.
Okay, here's what I want to tell you about that, okay? And look, I don't make any money from the sale of the supplements, right? You got to get that. I don't advocate people take longevity supplements because there's a profit motive in it for me. There's not. I used to make money from it, but I don't anymore, and I don't anymore I'd love to. Honestly, I would love to make money from longevity supplements, but it's not legally appropriate for me to do that given my stature on the radio and as far as the FTC is concerned. So I don't make any money from it, and, that's the way that it is. So the thing about supplements is it's not what you swallow, it's what you absorb. And not all bottles of wine are created equally. They're all made from grapes. Not all chicken soup recipes or bowls of chicken soup are the same, even though, they all have chicken and water in it, right? It's the recipe makes the difference. The ingredients makes the difference. Well, that's the same with nutritional supplements. Now, as a naturopathic physician, I have access to nutritional supplements made by companies that you can't get as a layperson. You can only get this stuff if you're a doctor. I used to work for a company that did that, nutraceuticals, physician only, nutraceuticals. Mm-hmm. I would represent their company at medical conferences, right? So I've been around the block when it comes to nutritional supplementation in clinical settings. And I'm here to tell you that Youngevity's nutritional supplements produce more consistent results than any nutritional supplements I've seen, even the ones that you can only get if you're a physician. There's only a handful of nutritional supplements made by other companies that I recommend, which are better than Youngevity's, colloidal silver being the first. The colloidal silver that I recommend is called Sovereign Silver, over-the-counter Sovereign Silver. And if you can get it, there's another type of silver made by the same company called Argentin 23. Hands down, it's the best colloidal silver in the world right now, as far as I'm concerned. But having said that, it's not what you swallow, it's what you absorb. And for most people with calcium, for instance, to get the recommended daily amount of calcium into your body, you'd need to take about 30 to 40 of the calcium pills a day, and usually there's 60 in the bottle. So it's important what you take. So I would counsel you here to trust me and lean on my advice here for 90 days. Do it my way for 90 days and see whether you get traction here, because it does make a difference. And so at your body weight, here's what I would do every month for the next 3 months, Herb. I would do 2 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. The product is called Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, right? I would do 2 of those a month. I would do 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals from Youngevity, 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals from Youngevity, and to top it off, 1 extra bottle of Beyond Osteo FX liquid calcium, 1 extra bottle of Beyond Osteo FX liquid calcium. That means you're going to have 3 bottles of liquid calcium a month. And here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to take 2 ounces of the liquid calcium in a little bit of orange juice every night immediately before bed. 2 ounces of the liquid calcium in a little bit of orange juice every night immediately before bed. I'd like you to take 1 ounce of the liquid calcium in the morning when you wake up in a little bit of orange juice. That's 3 ounces a day. Beyond Tangy Tangerine, I'd like you please to put 2 scoops into about 18 ounces of water. 2 scoops into 18 ounces of water, more or less. Add to that 1 ounce of the plant-derived minerals. 1 ounce of the plant-derived minerals, about 18 ounces of water. 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Take a couple of hours to drink that down. Mix it up, put it in a bottle, throw some ice in it, throw some tequila in it, I don't care. Put some juice in it if you want to make it taste differently. And I want you to take about 2 hours to drink that sucker down in the morning. And then I want you to repeat that in the afternoon to 2 hours again in the afternoon. I want you to finish both of those liquids by sunset. The last thing in your program here would be the fish oil capsules. And Youngevity's fish oils are different than other companies' fish oils because Youngevity encapsulates their fish oil under a nitrogen blanket, which means if any air gets into the little gel cap, it's nitrogen, not oxygen, so the oil in the capsule does not oxidize. This is a unique distinction. There are more and more companies are starting to do that. I know that Youngevity does it, and that's why I recommend it. So if you get the healthy pack, you're going to get 2 bottles of fish oil. That's 6 a day. I'd like you to take 6 a day, either 3 twice a day with meals or 2 3 times a day with meals, whatever works best for you. That's all that I would do for the first 90 days. And I would eliminate, of course, the 12 bad foods. And I would do a Google search for homeopathic medicine. Find some place where you can find this homeopathic medicine There's a store in Chicago called Merz Apothecary. Their website, and I don't have any financial relationship with them, is called smallflower.com. Smallflower.com. Order 1 vial of homeopathic sanguinaria. That's S like Sam, A like Apple, N like Nancy, G like golf, U like uniform, I like India, SANGUI, N like Nancy, A like Alpha, R like Roger, I like India, A like Alpha, SANGUINARIA, sanguinaria canadensis, just like the country, Canada, and then ENSIS, canadensis, CANADENSIS, homeopathic sanguinaria canadensis in the 200C strength. And the next time you get a headache, I'd like you please to take, and now the homeopathic is going to come in a little tube about the size of your pinky finger. And in that tube is going to be about 100 little white medicated pellets, little tiny, it looks like ball bearings, right? And they're white medicated pellets. My recommendation for this type of a headache as an experiment is take 2 of those pellets orally every hour. 2 of those pellets orally every hour when you get a headache, and see what that treatment does. If you find that it eliminates the pain, when the pain starts to subside, you stop taking the homeopathic. You do not continue to take it. When the homeopathic flips the switch and the pain starts to get better, you stop it. If a few hours later or a few days later the headache comes back, you start it up again. But taking a homeopathic medicine is like jump-starting a battery in a car. As soon as the engine kicks over, you remove the cables and stop giving the engine juice. We take the supplements all the time, but we only take the homeopathic until it kicks in, and then we stop, and that's an important distinction. Now, this homeopathic is either going to help or it's not going to help. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything harmful. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. And if it works, it's going to afford you a remarkable amount of relief, because homeopathic medicines eliminate headaches by attempting to cure the headache rather than merely suppressing the pain, which is what the pain medications do. So I would give that treatment a run, and call me back, please, Herb, after you've done, a couple of days worth of, or a couple of doses of the homeopathic sanguinaria, and tell me whether or not it worked with the headache. If it did not work with the headache, then there's a couple of other tricks I have up my sleeve that we can throw at the headaches acutely, while we're waiting for the background medical nutrition to roll forward in our behavior. Does all that make sense, Herb?
Yes. At that time, then, we could talk about how to try to get off of the Wellbutrin.
Yeah, so what happens with that is, the recommendation there is we do the medical nutrition full bore 100% for 90 days. We see what happens, we see how we feel, and then at that moment in time, after you've been nutrified for 90 days, been on the diet for 90 days, and you're starting to get traction, then we can consider coming off of the meds. But we have to nutrify first, and then we take a walk down that road. And that's a much better, kind of prudent, easier way to do it, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it all makes sense. We just have to take one step at a time. But the first thing that we're looking for, right, is in 90 days, is a noticeable, measurable, positive change somewhere in your body mind. It has to be remarkable. It has to be measurable. It has to be noticeable inside of 90 days. And hopefully it will be with the, the manifestation of this headache pain. So give that a run, Herb, and give me a call back in a couple weeks after you've tried the homeopathic, and give me a report. I will look forward to it. See, this is a perfect example of what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. I mean, Herb's an upstanding guy, sounds like an upstanding guy, sounds like, a normal human being. And I don't know how old he is. I'm assuming he's over 65. And he's been suffering with chronic pain while he's been under the care of the MDs. He's been writing medical insurance premium checks his entire adult life, I'm assuming. And when he finally needs the medical doctors, they give him therapeutics that don't work. They're ineffective. They're transitory at best. And this is what passes for the best medicine that money can buy. The only reason that I'm on this rant every day is because we don't have a free medical market. I mean, if the naturopaths were able to practice in all 50 states, if there were just as many naturopathic medical schools as conventional medical schools, I'd be okay. But we do not have a free market. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. It looks like Glenn Fry is not alone in the death department. Brenda from Texas is calling back to report something. Hey, Brenda, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Wally. It's been good to talk to you again.
Okay, thanks so much for calling, Brenda. How can I help?
Okay, about 4 months or so ago, I first called you and told you we had started taking longevity products and all because I'd been diagnosed with celiac disease over a year ago and had always had, stomach bowel issues for my whole life. And I, was trying to do the tangy tangerine, the regular regimen of that and the minerals and stuff, but it was, causing diarrhea issues and all, so you told me to back off and put me on the regimen of cherry berry and stomach enzyme, the ultimate enzymes, which I take every meal and all that. Those are wonderful, and because I have no gallbladder also, and then also the Flora FX. Took that at night, and the EFAs took those, and so I did that for a couple months and tried to start the tangy tangerine and stuff again. It was still bothering me a little bit, so you suggested I stop and keep trying to heal the intestines. So I went back for another couple months, just doing the cherry berry with the calcium at night, which is wonderful to help me sleep because I've had sleep.
Yeah, that's great stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's when I couldn't believe it, how well it works to just drink. And I still am not doing it with orange juice yet. I just do it in water, 2 ounces of the calcium at night with the mineral, an ounce of the mineral too, and it just works wonderful. So I did that, and so I am much better now. It's been 4 months that I've been on the cherry berry, and I totally recommend that to anybody that's having stomach issues. So now then I have started probably 2 or 3 weeks ago taking 1 scoop of the tangy tangerine. I'm doing that and all, and I've managed to do 1 scoop in the morning and 1 scoop later in the day. I add my liquid minerals to that too, and so I'm just so excited that I can finally start taking that, and I do feel so much more energy and just feeling really good. My only other question is I was taking the glucogel though, and I was trying to take about 15 a day. And it seems like after a few days of that, my stomach started hurting. So I've stopped that.
Do you have a problem with shellfish?
Well, not that I know of. Because I eat shrimp.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Okay. All right. Then that's not a problem. So the basic rule of thumb here for you, it's a metaphor. I use it all the time. If you had a paper cut on your finger and you stuck that finger in a bowl of lemon juice, it would sting like a son of a gun. But if you didn't have a paper cut on your finger, you'd stick it in the lemon juice, nothing would happen. So when your intestinal tract is messed up and inflamed, and it's a problem, right, because you've been doing all the wrong stuff your entire life because you listen to the MDs.
Right.
Sometimes, like you already experienced with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, you'll take a nutritional supplement that, if your stomach was healthy, there'd be no problem whatsoever, but you swallow it and there's a problem. And so as you are moving down the track here for the next 6 months, if you take anything new into your body supplement-wise and it gives you an aggravation, then you need to back off of that completely. Just, maintain the Heal the Gut program. Try to sneak up on a new supplement a little bit at a time, every 2-3 weeks, right? Add it back in, see how you do, and then back off, and then add it back in, see how you do, and back off. But this is such a good thing for you because, this is a testament to, number one, this stuff works. Yeah. Number two, healing is a process. It's not an event. It will all come around for you eventually, maybe next week, maybe 3 months from now. I don't know. But I do know that eventually it's all going to come around, Brenda. Keep up the good work. Regretfully, we're out of time. Give me a call back tomorrow, and you can tell me how the MDs hurt your husband. I would look forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in and turning on. I am your steadfast advocate for health. Live long and prosper. We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
Why be held hostage by your wireless carrier for 2 years? What if you had no contract, no activation fees, no hidden costs, tracking, tracing, harvesting customer data, or draconian gimmicks, all on the nation's best 4G LTE network? Introducing Pix Wireless. Bring your phone and other qualifying devices to Pix and choose a plan starting at only $14 a month. Get connected now. Call or click 1-866-267-2056 or pixwireless.com. Spelled P-I-X, wireless.com. Pick Pix and get connected today.
You're fired. According to the Small Business Administration, 75% of small businesses plan to eliminate jobs or reduce workers' hours to part-time. You're fired. According to Gallup, the unemployment rate recently jumped to nearly 9%, and the underemployment rate hit a staggering 17.9%. You're fired. 1 out of 3 young adults and 1 out of 2 recent college graduates are underemployed. Hello, I'm Keith Abel, a pharmacist and a home business entrepreneur. In 2011, I became one of those statistics myself. Instead of looking for another job in corporate America, I joined Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. We're creating steady incomes for ourselves and would like to show you how to do the same. If you want to supplement your current income, replace your income, so you don't have to become one of the statistics, then give me a call toll-free at 866-257-3105, 866-257-3105. You're fired. Don't wait till you hear those words. Start creating an extra income today. 866-257-3105.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. Have you ever wondered why farmers can keep their livestock lean and healthy just by feeding them minerals in a nutrient-dense diet? Before market, they cut off their minerals, leaving them to crave high-calorie grains to fatten them up. So if weight control is this easy, why does the medical system prescribe invasive surgical gastric bypass for humans? The truth be told, according to research, you can avoid over 900 different diseases just by getting 90 essential nutrients daily. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. and order your Healthy Start Pack and get your 90 for life. Or dial 855-301-TEAM. I said essential, not optional, and every day. Easy. 90 for life on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. Or call 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. At sonsoflibertyteam.com.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest priced filtration systems in every size. For incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency, get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you have the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Hey guys, Pat Matthews here to tell you all about the newest and best way to sell your products online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com, a brand new site to sell your stuff online. Your old golf clubs, sports equipment, tools, and yes, even your car. Forget about the other guys. Buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge you item fees. Go to the website now and sign up so that you can soon load all your stuff up to sell. This is not an auction site. Just use our resources along with Skype and videos to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to user-friendly buysellmakeoffer.com, where the first 30 days are on us.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand, deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. fortressclothing.com.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
You pick up the receiver. With your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead, you finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.